What up, folks? I'm just finding out that Nicholas Cruz, the guy who shot up that high school in Florida, was saying some incel stuff before he went on his rampage. I didn't know that until recently. I have something to say about the incel thing, but it's going to be a little bit on the long-winded side. So, cue the music. You see, I can understand some of the disappointment that incels have, and I'll show you a good example. Um, when I was in the second and third grade, I used to read Archie comics. Yeah, I was reading comic books in the second grade. And Archie, I don't know if you say it taught me, but it kind of colored what I thought being a teenager was going to be like. And I couldn't wait for it. You have a couple of friends you hang with, there's girls that's going to be around, you got a place that you kind of hang out at. I really look forward to being a teenager because of Archie comic books. The term going out on a date, I learned that from Archie. All kind of stuff I learned from Archie comics. And please don't say Archie was white and you're black. I hate when people say that because we've been taught that we deserve everything, whether we're black or white. So why would you even say that? And I even watched certain TV shows as a kid, or movies like Ski Party and those Frankie Avalon type movies with Anna Funicello because I wanted to be a teenager. That was my thing, being a teenager. And I just knew I was gonna have a ball. Well, reality kind of sunk in. Being a teenager wasn't quite what I had planned. For starters, the gang situation. Archie never had to deal with the gangs. Um, the drug situations. My friends, one by one, started getting into drugs, and I didn't. I didn't even experiment because I saw what it did to others, but well, they saw it too, but they decided to experiment nonetheless. Alcohol. A lot of my friends got into alcohol. I didn't. And I started having friends that were getting arrested. One by one, I just started seeing people fall towards the streets. And the streets really wasn't for me. And you would think a lot of the older people who always would say, oh, that's a nice young man. You would think they would have been on my side, but I found out they weren't because the same people, a lot of them were related to me, that were against seeing young people on drugs and getting in trouble and stuff. Well, they saw me not getting in trouble, and they said that I could possibly be gay. Now, and the fact that I wasn't dating. Because one thing I didn't say earlier, the girls weren't quite so forthcoming as I expected. So, if a girl rejects me, how does that make me gay? Does that mean she's a lesbian? No, nobody would say that she's a lesbian, but they would say that I'm gay because I got rejected by a couple of girls. I don't understand that. That is the dumbest thing in dumbosity. Yeah, I made up a word, dumbosity. So, those things started happening. So, it led to, I wouldn't say a totally unhappy adolescence, but it sure wasn't what I had planned. It was somewhat of a letdown, and I'll be the first to say that my adolescence was a bit of a letdown. In my case, it was a dark skin, light skin thing that the black community doesn't like to talk about, but it's there. And I was disappointed. I don't look back all sad about it, but it was kind of disappointing. And that's part of the reason why I don't have a whole lot to do with high school reunions and high school get-togethers now, because the same folks that usually are at those type of things, it's not like they really included me back then. So why would I want to be there now? In college, that was a totally different thing. I was pretty much part of the crowd. Nonetheless, when you talk about incels, I can understand the disappointment. You grow up thinking that certain things are going to just happen naturally, and they don't. And you see them happen naturally to others, and you think you deserve it just as much as anybody else. Because, I mean, when it came to girls or hanging with the crowd and stuff, it's not that I thought I was, any kind of pretty boy, but I really didn't see myself any lower than anybody else. And I still don't. So if I'm rejected or pushed aside, I'm not going to go thinking that I'm lower than somebody. And I mean, I do get some attention. I've gotten attention over the years, so I know I can't be considered an incel or a total outcast or whatever. But nonetheless, there's some people who feel that way about themselves. They never got any attention, never was accepted socially. And like I say, I get it. I've been there in spurts, so I know what they're talking about. Now, when it comes to shooting up a school or shooting up a bunch of people, wanting to hurt folks, you kind of miss me there, but what can I say? I get it.